We're going live right now.
All right, let's do it.
Hi, guys. All right.
Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Lana's been a practicing psychic for over 25 years and has the gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She's an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. You can reach Lana at www.enchantedSky.com. Call her at 608 322 7070. Or here's a new thing, go out to just buy her a cup of coffee. So go to buymeacupofcoffee.com/enchanted sky and just buy her a cup of coffee. She needs it today.
He knows. I was just complaining. Hi, Kent. How are you?
I'm
finally back in the. Hey, I don't know about you, but the gas prices at me are $3.65 a gallon.
Oh, they're heading down
they're
there.
going. Yeah, they went down a lot by me. So I filled up my tank and I said I'd be here.
Nice.
So, morning, everybody.
Everybody's everybody's chomping at the bit to get in.
Yes, everybody's chomping at the bit already. So if you guys don't know, if you go to and buymeacupofcoffee.com is a Patreon type of thing. So if you want to join me and be part of my I don't know if I tribe.
Your pot of coffee.
Yeah, it's my pot of coffee. And what it is anything you donate me. So if you want to, I'm not going to force anybody. It's helping me with my healing center, and the money is not coming out of there until I reach my goal. So the money just sits in there. So as and like I'm trying to do at my home, I'm trying to make. I'm starting it off with like a certain amount. I'm starting at 10 grand. I know how much it's going to need. It's going to need 30 grand, but it's also going to be a center for like art, so we can teach art classes and
Princess,
stuff. So I just thought
morning.
Yay! Oh, Princess! Oh, she finally caught me live.
That's it.
Good, because you know what? If you guys are West Coast, it's 7:30, not 9:30. So anyway, so what we're going to be doing today is, yes, I will be doing reading everybody on TikTok, but at 10 o'clock. But what I'm going to do today is we're going to talk about stress, and because it's spiritual, and I'm going through it, and I've gone through it, and I'm trying to recover from it. Stress and adrenal fatigue. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to be talking to you guys about this. So now, first of all, I talked about it about a little bit last week, and if you guys didn't know, I had a death in my family. My kids flew to Florida, and I've had my grandkids, my 9 and 2-year-old grandchildren for a couple of 3 days straight, and I couldn't have taken it all week. I had to have help. My son-in-law's daughter stepped in. Our sister-in-law stepped in and is watching them for the next couple of days, because I also had to. Well, I had to remember I have to drive one of them back and forth to school.
Right.
I'm out in the country. I'm 12 miles away, so I had to go back and forth to school. I had to
load them in the car.
Stress. That's my point. Stress. Okay. So anyway, the whole adrenal fatigue thing was introduced to me by my chiropractor. God bless his soul. He's very sick right now. He has cancer. He doesn't look good, but I think he's going to be okay. He's just really struggling. But anyway, and he said to me, you're stressed out all the time. I think, I have this theory. I think that Americans aren't that we eat so badly, that we eat wrong, and that we eat too much. I think we're just stressed out all the time. I think that it causes weight gain. It causes all these things. And what gets me about the whole thing is that adrenal fatigue is a theory. They say it doesn't exist. There's a lot of doctors that don't believe in it. I have a doctor that refused to believe that I have thoracic outlet syndrome, is that women get sometimes, that if I sleep on my arms, my hands are numb if I in a certain way, and it's like it inflames in here. It's just something sometimes what older women get. Didn't even know what it was. So and he's like, that doesn't exist.
So you're 29, so older.
yeah. There you go. So, but yeah, I had a doctor. I don't believe in that. Well, how come my hands are numb? Right. That's stupid. Anyway, so they call this whole adrenal fatigue thing a theory, but I'm going to go over it. And I want to know if you've got the symptoms because I bet you guys do. Okay. So now it has to do with cortisol. Now you can have really super high cortisol and low cortisol and up, but what happens is your adrenals give off cortisol. Now your adrenals sit on top of your kidneys. And you also end up sometimes getting a kidney problem. Now I'm a very healthy person, but I've got my blood sugar's weird. It has to do with my cortisol. If I'm stressed, my cortisol, yep, I'm sick. I don't feel well. Well, right now I'm a little
Morning, Sal.
you can tell. Okay, so
that's why we got the candle lit.
That's right. He's got my candle lit. He's got my rock I left here. It's a calcite. I left it here. Anyway, I hear at the station. Anyway, so here's some of your symptoms, you guys. I want you to see if you've got these. Okay. Do you have high cortisol, Kelly? Yeah, I understand. Because what happens is you do for a long time. You have high cortisol. Then all of a sudden you have none. Did you know that? That's what happens when you get like to a point that your body may not even be able to produce it anymore. And believe it or not, you've got to have adrenaline because adrenaline is controlling. It's like the master switch. So I'm going to go over some of these things that you might be feeling like you're really, really tired, like you have fatigue. Okay. And we all do that, right? This is the thing that I have a craving for salt. And I always have slightly low salt intake. Just barely. I mean, it's pretty bad for me. And so that's why I don't have high blood pressure because my low, why is my salt low? Because I have a cortisol issue. Now you could also have a sweet craving though, too. It could be involved in all that. So it could be involved in that. And if, when you're stressed, what do you reach for, guys? What do you reach for? You reach for the salty sweet. Yeah. Okay. I always reach for salt. I'm a salt person. And I put a lot of salt. I have to at this point. Person too. Are you? I have to salt my food a lot because I can't have sugar anymore, but I can have the salt because my salt is always kind of low.
Of course, so, if you have too much salt, stick around. Yes,
exactly.
Because living low sodium's on today at 11.
Yep, that's right. Now some people have to watch their sodium. Right. Now I'm opposite. I'm weird. I know. I just
Yeah. MI says or me or my or I love salt followed by my sweet.
Yes. And you're right. And it's a comfort food. Well, it's also your body chemistry saying, hey, hello, we need a little salt, little sugar. Our blood sugar's weird. We're stressed out. Okay. So, and do you have any dizziness? I do. On occasion, I'll get dizzy. If I get really stressed out, I get dizzy. And I didn't know that was what that was doing. Oh. So I do. And over the years, this has gotten more and more and more. This is the big one that you might have is do you have the depression? Are you depressed? Did you know what my daughter said? I know this is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard, but I read this and it blew my mind because she showed me the article that they have found that relieving depression is they're introducing fecal matter of another person who is not depressed and their depression goes away. Isn't that it's gross, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
that's because you're sick.
Exactly. I know. But they've been studying this. And I'm like, that blows my mind. It just but they said that it works. And I'm like,
I'll take the depression.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do it, but I wanted to mention it's a recent study. We were reading both of it and she showed it to me and I'm like, you're kidding me. Ugh. So yeah. Anyway, so you might also have brain fog. Like you can't think straight. I know I can't. Okay. So I'm going to give you some ways to battle this, you guys. So I have been battling it for years. Now, from my last show, I talked about my acupuncturist who said to me, you've been battling this too long. I've known you for 10 years. You've been battling this. I've been battling it for 31 because I was teaching, but now I'm messed up. Now I can tell when I've gotten my cortisol back. I got everything back under control. Last year was a very good year for me. I had everything back to normal. Now it's all over the place again. I can tell when I feel better. Some of the weird symptoms, is also you can't exercise real heavy. If you exercise really, really heavy, you can't. It's almost like you just can't. It just doesn't. You can't. And I can tell when I started exercising heavy again, because I'm a tennis player. I started playing and I started feeling okay, like I could handle it. That was telling me I was getting back to normal. Now, you have to be a little patient. So you're going to do all these things, right? And it's going to take up to 18 months to get back to get your cortisols back. Also, another thing is they can do a test on your kidneys and they will see there's something not quite right with the kidneys. There's a couple of tests you can do, and they're just not quite functioning like they should be. Because where does the adrenal gland sit on the kidney? So it's all from stress, guys. Stress is a killer. We all know that. All right. So you have to, and I am doing every single thing on here. And I've lost 15 pounds on this Pitera.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know somebody else said you look a little thinner, and I'm like, I am. Because let's see if it keeps working. So we're gonna, yeah. Well, I had to switch, I had to go super high protein.
Yeah.
So okay, so eat a meal, a small meal early in the morning. For some reason, and if you think about this is all stuff that you do to stay healthy. It's also stuff that manages diabetes, which is very interesting because and it's another theory that everybody, they say that it's worldwide. Nobody knows why everybody's got diabetes. It's stress. Stress is the number one reason for diabetes, guys. So I mean, I'm a very healthy person, but like I said, my blood sugar is kind of weird. It's all over the place, and so I'm trying to manage it on my own without meds. But so far, eat real early in the morning. I had a protein drink this morning. No extreme exercise. Do you see what I just said? No extreme exercise. You should not be, because what happens is it raises your cortisol and then it crashes your cortisol, and yet you just can't take it. This is another thing I'm doing on the diet I'm on. No processed foods. And think about processed foods, though, you guys. That includes, not just the junks. I mean, granted, do I still have a little junk? I like my salt, so I'm a Doritos. That would be my big one. Anyway, that would include keeping it limited to even cheese, because it goes through a process. You can drink milk, but like I do, like the diet I'm on, the only things that I'm eating that are processed, I eat rice cakes. I'm eating some cottage cheese, string cheese, yogurt, and yogurt's barely processed because it's really just milk with some enzymes in it. So, but I went through a detox. Have you ever tried eating a clean diet and went through a detox?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Awesome.
Yeah,
you kind of get a fluish type feel as your body's adjusting.
Yes.
But then once you get through that, you're like, oh, I feel good.
Yes. Yeah. I know, I feel better. I noticed that food tastes different. Mm-hmm. Like the foods, the natural, I'm eating mostly raw vegetables and fruits. Like I got I had to go get one of those things that the buckets, the baskets of fruit. I had to get like 2 of them because there's so much fruit on this diet, and I'm eating a lot. I'm eating more than I ate before. I was only eating 1 meal a day. I'm stupid. But anyway, so now I'm eating like 4 meals a day, and they're real small. And anyway,
it's working.
It's working. Yeah. It's working. So let's keep our fingers crossed, guys. Anybody that knows me has been watching me. I have a really hard time with weight. I don't eat a lot. I really don't.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Anyway, so back to this. So we were talking about no processed foods. So try to keep them out. That's crackers. That's cookies. That's anything that's white sugar. It's processed. Now on my diet, I can have honey. I have it just how many times, I don't have it a whole lot, but on occasion. Okay. You need tons of sleep when you are stressed, when you have a cortisol issue. Now, if they were to test you, they've tested mine. They said, nope, there's no high cortisol. You know why? Because my cortisol is not even working anymore from all the stress, from prolonged stress. Tons of B vitamins. Tons of B vitamins, B complex, which I'm on. I'm on a lot. This is the big one that I used to live on. I lived on it until now I'm a little older. Caffeine. Get rid of caffeine. The caffeine now that I've taken it, before I used to literally lived on it. I literally lived on caffeine every day to keep me going. And now I can't, I shake. So yeah, I can't have it anymore. It has to do with my adrenal.
Because I'm enjoying a lovely cup of coffee?
I had a cup of coffee this morning, but it's decaf. And by the way, anybody that doesn't know this, that decaf does have caffeine in
It
it,
does.
but it's very, very low. It's like 100th. I mean, so
Yeah.
it's like 40 milligrams for a regular cup, and it's 4 milligrams. So it's like yeah, tenth of it or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay. Tons and tons of protein. So if you think about this diet that I'm on should be called the anti-stress or the adrenal fatigue diet.
Well, and you have to, and you also have to be careful with that too, because Uncle Pete, got gout because he had way too, he didn't balance it out. He had way too much protein.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I am. Let's see. What did we? Well, I'm mostly powders for me.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah, he was red meat.
Oh, and see, no, there's no red meat in my diet. I'm eating chicken, fish. I'm eating a Mediterranean diet, basically, is what I'm doing. But I'm going to be talking to them about a sponsorship, because if I keep losing the weight, I'm dropping it, and I'm just in shock. I'm like, it's working because nothing works for me. I mean, I lost some weight a little while ago, but I was walking 10,000 steps a day. And right now I've been only doing about 3 or 4 times a week because of my stress levels. But anyway.
Cusp of sensitivity says, ooh, caffeine, that'll be a hard one to kick.
I know.
That and sugar.
Yes, sugar. Then, well, I will tell you something. I will tell you a secret, that we are so addicted to sugar that you don't realize it until you're off all of the sugar. And then you bite a grape or an apple, and all you can taste is sugar. Yeah. And it tastes so much better when you're off the clean and done a clean diet. I'm telling you. Yeah. Now, somebody was like, well, this is metaphysical meanderings. So we better believe this has to do with metaphysical meanderings, because it's all about mind, body, and spirit.
And you are also a health advisor.
Yes, I am.
So
yes, I am.
Start connecting the dots, yes, I guess.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Saab says, is fasting good?
Yes. You know what? On my diet, they suggest a 12-hour. They want you to eat, well, actually more like 14 hours, so even 16, but they want you to try to eat everything within 10 to 12 hours at the maximum. Yeah. So like I ate this morning at 8, I have to be done by 4. Yeah. And if you think about that, that's also a diabetic thing that they tell you to do. So do you see how that all like mixes together, you guys? Okay. So, tons. Now, this is something I found worked for me. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I'm gonna be honest with you. For the good last 3 or 4 years, I didn't know, I didn't understand, but I knew that I felt better with magnesium. Now, type 2 diabetics, what's their big thing they tell you to make sure you get? Magnesium. Do you see how this is all connected, you guys? It's connected. The diabetes, that type 2 that they say is so rampant in the world, is from stress. I'm telling you. Okay. Now, here's another one that I'm doing every single thing on here, by the way, you guys. Organic vegetables and tons of water. Now, my daughter, if you guys haven't known, my daughter has lost 125 pounds. Wow. She has Crohn's. For Crohn's, some people are really, really thin, and some people are really, really heavy. Well, she was. What they did is they cured her Crohn's. Her at the base of her stomach is where all her inflammation was, where it went into her intestines. She had feet taken out already. I mean, the sensitive stomach issue runs in her dad's family, my husband's family. And she said, this is the new cure for Crohn's, you guys, is if you're not real thin and you need to lose weight, they reattach your stomach for you. It's cured her Crohn's. It's gone. She's at a point where she's still on Stelara and she might be dropping it. And we're hoping that she does, but she's lost 125 pounds. She looks great. Yeah. So and I'm really, really happy for her. And she's sticking with her diet because, even after you guys have weight loss surgery, you can put it all back on if you don't change your eating habits. So she's doing really well. I'm really happy for her. So, but she's drinking, but the reason that I mentioned her was because she mentions that when she doesn't drink water, tons and tons and tons of water, she doesn't lose weight fast enough. That if she takes and just drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks, it just falls right off. Okay. So another thing is an Epsom salt bath. Now, who doesn't like an Epsom salt bath? Remember, it's magnesium and it's relaxing. Put a little lavender in there. I do it all the time. That's something for me. Okay. If you guys don't know, I'm really
the 2-year-old grandchild.
Yes, I have
a candle on.
She's just, you know what? She's an Aries. She's just a handful. She came up to me today. She goes, it's broken It just as plain as day because she's not quite 2. It's broken. And here she had been messing with the remote and had changed the channel. So I and I can't get a moment's rest with her. She's just really super active. It's because she's an Aries, I'm telling you. Anyway, but the Epsom salt bath works. Now for me, I did 22. I was just telling Kat I did 22 readings this week. And that's a lot. And a couple, and I remember I also tape for you guys. I'm also live on Tuesdays. I'm also live on Saturdays. And I'm doing readings from 8 to noon on Sundays and then all day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'm busy and I've got a lot of stuff I'm doing. Anyway, I am very ritualistic. I will take some type of salt, like a shower with bath salt, something. It's very cleansing. It's the same thing as the ions in the salt water when you're down in the ocean. So try that. It works. Okay. It really, truly works. All right. The next one I've already talked to you about was meditation. Yeah. Now I would love to do meditation, but with you guys live, and I do it in the mornings on my YouTube, at 7 a.m. And I tell everybody a disclaimer, don't be driving. But right now, that's why I'm not doing it with you, because there's people I know who are in the car. Yep. I know they are. There's not, and I'm not going to do that. So I don't want to be having an accident, even though I have my LLC set up now, Kent. I set up an LLC. That's no offense to anybody, but gotta do that. So, and don't skip meals. Now, that was the interesting one for me. I've only eaten one meal for years and years and years and years. Isn't that interesting? And so, but I do feel better now that I'm on what I'm on. I'm eating 4 times a day, really small meals, and they're broken up. So like before I leave today, I got to eat again. Yeah. And that's all I do. And I'm just like, it's weird to me, but I don't eat like that.
So as we talk about adrenal, what I've learned from Mary's show is that when you only eat once a day, your body thinks it's being starved. So it goes into that fight or flight mode.
Yes.
And then that causes the stress and the cortisol.
That goes up.
Yeah.
Well, and I also found out too that when you are losing weight, sometimes your cortisol goes up naturally. So you have to, so that's another thing that I can tell when I'm not feeling well, because there'll be mornings I get up and I have an anxiety attack.
Wow. Yeah.
Because my cortisol, because what happens? What happens when you get up? It gets you up, your adrenaline. So if you think about it, it all goes together, and it's like, it's just balance, right? What is this all about? It's all about balance. Okay. Just remember that. Now that's an interesting thing I have, because you remember I see psychics too, you guys. So when I see my psychics, they tell me that one of them told me that for the next 5 years or so, it's all about balance. That they kept saying to me. Now I understand, because I'm trying really hard. I don't want to be on any kind of medication, and I'm not. I'm just taking herbs and some vitamins and stuff. So okay.
Kelly says, whoops, what did I do? I put it back out there. Lana is following up on the same conversation my mom had with me yesterday. I will take this as a confirmation.
There you go.
It's funny how the universe works. Right?
Isn't that funny how the universe works? Is right. And it's so matter of factly, I had a conversation with somebody, and that sent me into, it reminded me of a reading I did this week where somebody said, I said exactly what they had been told, like were verbatim. Mm-hmm. Now remember that your guides, your spirit guides, all of that stuff, they will do that to you. So I know that, and you'll be like, oh my God, you said, word for word, like what happened? They're trying to tell you something. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Is right. Yes, that's right. That's right. So just remember, all I know is that this is working. I do feel better. The food tastes better. I want you to try it for just a week, you guys. How much are my readings? Go to enchantedSky.com. You can book a reading. I'm going to be doing a couple of free things on here in a minute. If you would like to, in a minute, everybody's chomping at the bit.
6 minutes.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes. You can go to buymeacupofcoffee.com/enchantedsky. I'll pop up and you can just donate, because if I'm doing this for free, because there's a lot of people I give a lot of free stuff.
A lot of energy.
I give a lot of free stuff out, and that's okay. But my readings are $35 for 15 minutes on unlimited. One question is 20. A half an hour is 67, and then a full hour is 95. So I'm told that my prices are reasonable because I've had a couple people, I had a couple people say that some people are like double me, which that's not what this is about. I'm trying to feed horses and feed rescue animals and try to get my business together. That's the only reason that I'm doing them charging. So that you understand.
Nurse Bay says, got my reading last week, was so accurate. Thank you, Lana.
Thank you. Thank you. I try really hard. Yes, Kelly, lots of water intake. Matter of fact, I've got to go home and grab I've got a mug I carry around. And my daughter actually has like a half a gallon thing that she carries with her, and she's drinking and drinking and drinking. She looks, she's in Florida right now. I'm mad at her. I was supposed to have gone down, and then all of this happened. If you guys didn't know, I had a family member that passed. So I'm taking care of kids. So, but I'm leaving in 2 months, and you guys, I'm going to probably I'll be at Saturday down in Taos on the Saturday.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll be down there. Hopefully we're up in the mountains. Hopefully we'll have good enough internet. So I think there should be.
If it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So anyway, and that's in a couple of months, about 6 weeks. So, okay. Anyway, with that said, so meditation, if you don't run more time, I'm going to remind you about meditation, how good it is for you. And if you can keep your act together and meditate, if you have to work on it, you can tell if you didn't do something right, because you should kind of like leave the planet for a while. It's like,
we have a couple of out on www.216thenet. We have a couple of self-meditation programs out there for $9.99.
Yeah.
They're great. They work great. And it's from another show host, but Lana and I will probably end up putting some things together and putting them out there as well.
Oh, I probably will. Will. Yeah. You know what?
Just because the world needs more of
it.
Yeah,
we do. I've had a lot of people on my Monday if you want to, on YouTube in the mornings, around between 6 and 7, always about 6:30 usually. Mm-hmm. I'm live and I do a tarot reading and we meditate on the cards, and I do a guided meditation on the cards.
That is awesome.
And so you want to watch with me and meditate with me if you're part of my tribe, and you guys know who I'm talking about because all the people were already jumping at the bit already online waiting for me. They're part of my tribe because I know them extremely well and they know me extremely well. Mm-hmm. And we all do a meditation together. So just remember, hit shannotsky.com and you can go on there. Okay.
And one of your great listeners here, Kelly, thank you. She says, I launched my meditation business.
Oh, not a problem.
Morning. Thank you for pushing me,
Lana. Not a problem, Kelly. I'm always supportive of you. If you are interested in starting a business, if you have a metaphysical or a organic business or something that's spiritual in any way, and you want me to feature you, I got 1 million people watching me right now. Right. So go ahead and hit me up. I will feature you. I have no problems with it. Never jealous. If you're a psychic and a medium, you may have a spin on stuff that I don't. So I'm okay with that. I've got a friend right now. I've lost a good friend, and she's been on the show, and she's very insecure around me, because I've been doing it longer, and it's okay, but we got into it a little bit, and I wish her well. I wish her well. If that's what you want, but there's no reason to ever be in competition,
right?
And that's all I ever was in competition with her. Never a reason to be jealous. There's no reason for it. We all have the same goal, you guys, the same common goal. Okay, so all right. So just to let you guys know, all right? All right. So anyway, somebody said they lost 80 pounds because of low carbs. Yeah, I'm on a low carb. I'm still getting some carb. I'm only getting about 40 grams a day. It's kind of like, I think they call it dirty keto, don't they? Isn't it like that? I think that's what they say. Because on a keto, I got kind of sick. I don't know about you, but
yeah, you really get that fluey.
Yeah, you get fluey. I just did not feel well on the carb. I needed a few carbs in my diet. And by the way, also, it has to do also with your blood type. So if you don't believe that blood type thing, they go eat right for your blood type.
That's right.
I'm an O blood type. I have low cholesterol. I can eat red meat all I want, but I don't want to. I don't like red meat that much. I'll eat it. I like hamburgers and stuff, but I'm more of a chicken, fish, turkey. I like lamb too.
Oh, I love lamb.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so just to let you guys know. Anyway,
Yep.
with that said, it's about that time.
Kelly Jess says there's enough room for us to grow.
There's enough room for everybody in this field. And that's why I will not be in competition. I do not like competition. It makes me frustrated. I'm a very competitive person, and I don't like that, what that brings out in me. I just don't. So, okay. So with that said,
all right,
it's about that time, you guys.
It is that time of metaphysical meanderings. If you have a question that you'd like Lana to answer, be very specific. We've got a lot of energy. We've got hundreds of thousands of close to millions of people involved here across several platforms. And we'll do our best to get to everyone.
We have a lot of platforms.
Marissa comes in and asks, Lana, I'm overwhelmed. Should I focus on my own food business only, or should I get a traditional job and do both?
Okay, we've talked about this before, girl. Okay, I still think you're going to have to do something a little bit part-time, but get the lowest stress job you can. Concentrate on your food business because you are a really good cook.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Hey, guys.
And Haiva says, we reconnected with Bob. Do you see things will develop for us romantically, or will he go back to his ex? Do you feel we have a future?
Okay, Anna. Hi, Anna. We reconnected with Bob. Do you see things developing for us romantically, or will he? Yeah, I feel like there is some. I don't know if he wants to go back to the ex. He does and he doesn't. It's kind of a double-edged sword for him, and he doesn't want to go backwards. So let it just develop slowly and take your time. Okay.
All right, you got one over there?
Kelly, can you see what's going on with my health? Do you have something to do with your blood and how it runs, how it flows? Like, are you anemic? Something's to do with your blood flow. So tell me if I'm right on that, okay? Because when you do me a general health, I can kind of scan you and see. But if you want a specific, then I'm specific. I do feel you got brain fog too. So, okay.
There you go. Princess, good morning. Says, Lana, my finances, will my finances improve this year? I know you said I shouldn't try to get a second job. I'm just trying to find some solutions.
I know. Princess,
we all are.
I know we are. How about the husband with the job? Has he gotten another one yet? He needs to. That's him. He needs to. I'm sorry. You know, he needs to step up.
There you go.
So, your mother got very, very sick. Oh, hi, Sabrina. Some of these people I know personally, guys. She's gonna be sick for a while, Sabrina, but I want to say she gets better. It's gonna be about 4 months though. She's really battling some stuff, and no offense, I don't know if she wants to be here anymore. And sometimes I'm gonna tell you right now, you can will yourself to leave.
There you go.
I don't care what anybody says. I've seen it over and over and over. So people have to come out of it and say, you know what, because remember, you have 5 exit points. You have different exit points in your life. And if you want to exit, you can. If you want to stay, you can. It's up to them. But I want to say she's in about 4 months. There's going to be some improvement. Okay.
There you go. Michael, good morning. Says, Lana, I took your advice and started applying for new jobs. Prayers up so that the universe moves something my way soon because my workplace is toxic. Oh, and by the way, I'm in Madison this weekend, so I feel so close to y'all.
Oh, hey, Michael.
Just a stone's throw.
Hello. I'm in Madison this weekend too because I'm heading up there. I will have to meet for coffee, Michael.
There you go.
So
Lana
you guys
will buy you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, you can buy me a cup of coffee. There you go. You know, it's so funny is that I live an hour and a half outside of Chicago. I've got people that are already planning. I got somebody from Minnesota that's when I get the health center done, I've got people that are making road trips already. So, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. And that is what it's designed to do. So I'm going to have like places people can stay. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that. I'm thinking of having them camp. They can go camp out in my back pasture. I got 5 acres.
Make tiny houses back there.
Yeah, make tiny houses out there or something. But anyway, yeah. So Michael, you know what? You know what? You got my number. Everybody's got my number, right?
That's right.
Okay. Why is okay? hold on. All right, I'm going back and forth between 5 different like greens, guys. So just hold on. Okay. Did I lose volume? They just told me I lost volume.
Oh, weird.
Oh, I think I did. There. Okay. Okay, there we go.
There you go. You can always follow.
Thank you, guys.
You can always follow her, like, subscribe to her YouTube channel.
Yes.
She's out there all the time.
I'm on there almost every day.
TikTok, all that good stuff. Indu says, hi, well, I get the job I gave an interview for last December 2021. Do you think it's going to work out for me? Please and thanks.
That's something else. Hold on, it's coming. Now remember, I've told this a million times, you guys, a million, gazillion, quadrillion times, that right now Pisces is lucky. Wherever your Pisces sits in your houses. Now, and by the way, I think I was giving too many people astrocafe.com because they no longer have that website and have blocked us from looking at everything.
Really?
So we're in the process, Jonathan, he's watching, making our own website so you can get your own houses and your own private charts. And I'm not kidding. Yes, we are making one. But they blocked it so you can't. So it's hard, but it's, what was it? It was astrology it's another website. I'll have to, when I find it, I'll put it in my bio, but I found one. It's still not as good as the original one because the other one just broke it down for you, gave you your houses done. Life was easy. And then now they're making you pay for it. So I probably sent too many people to them. I have probably, think about all the people I read for and they've all, please go to. So that's okay. We'll make our own. That's fine. Anyway, oh, hi guys. Oh, good morning. How nice to see everybody. Oh, thank you. Give your precious 95. Any idea when my journey is? Live caregiver, my precious lady is 95 today. Anything for me, you guys? Okay, I can't. Okay, so that you guys know, because there's so many people watching, there's so much energy. You have to be very specific because I can zone in on you. If you give me a general question, it's very hard for me to be able to do that. Okay. So just letting you know. Okay. All right. My husband just popped down. He's watching. He must have dropped off my grandkids.
Margarita asks, do you read charts also?
I can. I'm in the process of learning. I know quite a bit. It takes 20 years, 30 years to really. I have a friend that's also taken a class. I'm learning from her. I don't know if she's watching. She's on vacation. No. But yes, I can look at it and tell you a little bit about it. I can see because I know what transits are where and what's happening this year. So what I do like a general. Right now I'm doing a yearly. So if you guys still want yearlies, I'm still doing them. They're a really, really good deal because I didn't realize if I really think about it, I probably should charge more, but I'm not. Anyway, no, really, they get 12 monthly readings. Yeah, they're all 5 minutes a piece. I give you like an overview of what's going to happen during the month. I also give you your numerology, your astrology chart for kind of like an overlap. Then I also do your own personal number having to do with your birthday. Yep. So you get all of that. And like, I think it's $125. I'm not that much. It's not 150, 125, something like that. So I can't remember, but I just had one, they made one and I had to write back. I'm so sorry, but I have a 2-year-old and I just don't have time. I'm chasing a 2-year-old around and I don't have time. And she loves to be outside too. So that's part of the problem. She wants to be with my horses. She's a horse lover, like her grandmother. She looks like me, acts like me, does the same mannerisms and stuff, and she wants to be with the horses all the time. So I'm busy with that. Sorry. Anyway.
Cusp of Sensitivity says, should Jay and I continue working on our romantic relationships? Is he a false flame?
Yes.
Yes.
He's there to learn something. Okay. You're there to learn something from him. I want to tell you that this is what I see from what I from all the readings and all the stuff I've done over the years, is that if a relationship is really hard and you really have to work on it, it's probably not the relationship for you. Yep. Our good relationship should fit like a glove. It shouldn't be too much work. Yep. I'm sorry, but it's true. Because if the relationship is too hard, then there's something to be learned. Okay? About you. mostly. It's trying to teach you something, and it could also be karmic. So there's karma that should be,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Kelly, you want to know if I should go to Florida? This is okay. Go. You can move. You go ahead and move. But I'm telling you, everybody and their brother moves to Florida, and it's gotten so crammed down there. And don't you always know that all the America's most wanted people are always in Florida? Don't you?
That's
Always
right.
Don't you ever
It is
notice
so
that?
true.
Don't you ever notice that? So, couple more
That's right.
questions.
Veronica says, "Hi, Lana. Why have my dreams been so intense? They are leaving me shaken up and crying. Is there a message behind it?"
Yes. You're in an awakening, darling. I'm supposed to give that message to you. You're in the process. Now, do remember, if you guys haven't seen that fact that on some of my podcasts, I gave you guys the different types of empaths,
Yes.
talent, the empathic talent, because everybody's got a talent. Everybody's got an empathic or a spiritual talent. It's like a spiritual gift. It's, the Bible even talks about it. But one is dreaming. You might be a dreamer. You might be getting your messages through dreams. And so that could, but I do feel like you're at the cusp of something as far as leveling up. I guess that's what they call it. When I call it a spiritual awakening, some people say it's leveling up. You're going up a level. I guess that I've seen that on TikTok lately, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's really what it means.
That's awesome.
So same thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Saab asks, "Do you see me retiring or going back to being a caregiver?"
Sab, back to a caregiver. You really want to retire, but it's not in you. I really, really want to say that you would be bored. Now, I'm retired. I say I'm retired, but I am busier now than I was when I was retired. So I retired from teaching is all. So, and do I miss it? Yes. But you know what? As time goes on, I don't miss it so much anymore. The first month I cried. I did. I cried. I'm like, I made a big mistake. I miss the kids. And as time's going on, I'm getting adjusted. I'm doing better. But like I said, I am busy doing this, and this has exploded. I am really, really busy, which is a good thing. So, I'm
You're doing what you love.
I do what I love, and I have a lot of people that and so people in my tribe. So if you're in part of my tribe, join my tribe. buymeacupofcoffee.com/enchanted sky. You can join. It's $20 a month. You'll be coming online with me Wednesdays, and we're gonna be talking kind of like we are now. And I only have a limit of between 20 and 30 people. I don't want anybody else.
A little bit deeper content, stuff that's not at such a high level like this show is.
Yes. It's more one-on-one. We talk about stuff. This is, you get one-on-one time with me. Anyway, those people, visit me if you want, and you can join that because that's my Patreon now.
There you go.
Like I said, I got rid of pay. I had about 15 people on Patreon, and if you guys didn't know, Patreon's gotten unbelievably uppriced. They really think there's something, and I'm not going to put up with. And the more popular you get out there, the more that people want to take advantage of you. There are people around every corner wanting to suck you dry, wanting a piece of talent. And I've got friends that are also professional artists and muralists. I'm a muralist, by the way. Did I ever tell you I've done mural? I've done by about six or seven of them. Anyway, Patreon wanted 35% to 40%. It's not happening.
It's crazy.
I'm done. And see this company I'm on now, this Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, it is a Patreon site, is 9%. Now that I can live with.
Yeah.
I can live with that. I don't mind you making a platform, keeping it neat, getting back to me when I need help. But some of these, I also no longer, I haven't been reading at stores because they were taking half. I'm also on a website where they were taking 60%, guys, 60% of whatever I was making. How dare you? I'm done. And so putting my foot down and learning to set my boundaries, which, by the way, is going on astrologically. So if you really feel like right now you really have the need to set your boundaries, that has something to do. It's astrologically. I cannot remember. Don't quote me on the planet right now. I got to look at it. But I do know that that's going on right now for everybody.
There you go.
So, okay.
Debbie Babsky says, "I'm seeing a guy. What do you see for us?"
I don't think it's quite the right. Wait. Dark hair, really dark hair, kind of a little bit darker skin, not real dark, but darker, kind of like Mediterranean, a little darker than that. It'll get back to me, Debbie, because If that's in him, you're going to be with that person. That's who you're going to end up with. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ted Legal
Hold
says,
on.
I've been having some unusual energy. Do you have any clue what that might be?
What do you mean by that, Ted? Hun?
Says he's going through a lot physically. Is that
Oh,
it?
okay.
And I have been having really rough dreams about our country and where
Are you? You know what? You might be leveling up. Um, you might be foreshadowing too. You might be a dreamer, and you're feeling it in your body. The best way to do, like I'm saying, I'm telling you right now, if to control your stress, you should be doing what I'm telling you to do on here, because I'm doing the same thing. I feel better. There are days, you don't get me wrong, there are days, but it's it could be that you're picking up on what's going on now. If you guys were watching my podcast, the first of the year was it the 7th?
Yeah.
It was something like that. Go scroll back on YouTube. You can see that, or 216thenet.com and scroll back. Yeah, you will see that I predicted for the next 4 years. There's a lot of change.
A lot of changes.
Lots of change for 4 years. So,
and just want to let everybody know we're overtime.
We're overtime.
But I want to shout out to our good friend Holly here. She says, can I please have a reading? I really need it. Yes, you can. Just reach out to Lana at Enchanted Sky. That's enchantedskye.com, and you can book it right there.
Yep.
And she will do
I've got
that
openings
for you.
now, but this is the pattern. Today it'll book for tomorrow. And then on Sunday it'll book for Monday, and then by Wednesday I might have a couple openings. So book. So take a look at it now, and I'll be talking to you later.
That's it. Hey, for all of us here at 216 The Net, thanks for getting caught in the net with us today. Appreciate everybody joining Metaphysical Meanderings, which airs live every Saturday right here at 9:30. For all of us, enjoy the weekend, enjoy each other. Come back at 11 for Living Low Sodium with Mary Shep.
Okay.